It's time to take a TO with coaches Turner and O'Neill. Produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by DJ Chrissy.
It's time to take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. Your new favorite podcast features conversation from the world of high school, college, and pro sports, along with other riveting content. Connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Turner O'Neill Podcast and on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, or visit www.turnerando'neill.com. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, and more than 15 podcast platforms. We also invite you into the studio each week via YouTube. Subscribe and watch each episode on our YouTube channel at Turner O'Neill Podcast. Thanks to our premier partner, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage, our partners, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, Insurance Alliance Group, LLC, and Marquise Evans with Keller Williams Capital Properties. Our sponsors, O'Neill Development, LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, Collins Funeral Home, and Peace Players International. And our donors, Winsight Media and Gene the Barber with Max Life Barber and Salon. Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill is produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by me, DJ Chrissy. Now we welcome you to today's episode as we take a TO with coaches Steve Turner and Casey O'Neill. Here's your host, Kurtis Cross.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 25 of Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. Excuse me, I'm Kurtis Cross, your host, and I am joined as always by Coach Steve Turner, Coach Casey O'Neill, and of course our engineer is DJ Chrissy. We thank you for listening and watching. Episode 25 means we are one episode away from closing out Season 3 and turning our attention to Season 4 in just a few weeks. Our premier partner for Season 3 is Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Ray is a friend of the program and the only mortgage lender we endorse right here at Take a TO with Turner and O'Neill. Ray Cruz is mortgage intelligently. We'd like to thank our partners, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, and Marquise Evans with Keller Williams Capital Properties. If you'd like to become a partner, sponsor, donor, or friend of the program, simply look in show notes of all Season 3 episodes. Currently, we are building our roster of returning advertisers, and we have space for a few new ones as well. So far, O'Neill Development is back. Marquise Evans and Keller Williams Capital Properties is back. And just today, Ray Cruz writes an email and says he is back as a premier partner for Season 4. Gentlemen, how's it going? Coach O'Neill, talk to me.
Man, it's been a wild ride. It's for sure. Just trying to get ourselves all on the same page, but following what's going on with you, Chrissy, Steve, and his season, and my venture, working, weather. It gets to be minus 20, what it feels like.
Come on, man.
And then it's like raining, turning to snow. Kids don't have school because it rains and rains and rains. All good. I think everybody in my household is hanging in, right? It's kind of these legitimately dark days of winter right now.
Yeah.
It's January. It's cold. You know, we got probably another month of this, and then boom, springtime's coming. Chrissy's taking those walks. She's going on those hikes. Kurtis, you are barbecuing, right? I can see it. I can smell it. I know the deck is going to be rocking, and Coach Turner is going to be hitting 300-yard drives down the middle of the fairway. That's what I got.
That's what you got. Coach Turner, what you got, brother?
After you hoist, a trophy there. That's what we're planning on, baby.
We wouldn't mind that at all. Coach Turner, what you got?
I really can't say. Maybe it's cold outside.
He's going to serenade us.
Nah, man, I'm having fun. I mean, it's never fun losing, but I know that these young pups, this young group I got, and I call them young even though we have 6 seniors because they didn't have a real season. So you got seniors who are in the senior year, they're probably more like juniors. And you're asking and expecting them to lead another half of young group. But I love their fight. I love their ability to compete. We certainly could easily be 13-0 versus 10-3. And still could be undefeated in the area and in the league. But as I said, the league this year has such good parity that no one was going to go unscathed. I know McNamara's rolling right now, but they're probably going to take one at some point. Matter of fact, they'd be smart to take one at some point because yet and still the teams that went undefeated in the regular season somehow die in the playoffs. So if I were them, I'd find a way to take one.
Hey, but kudos to the school down in Forestville, man.
Well,
I mean, good for them to get a little recognition. And
no doubt. I mean, they righted it wrong, and it's going the right way. They should have never fired Marty Keithline when they did. I'm glad Marco, their former headmaster principal, decided to make his last declaration before he walked out was to bring Marty back, who should have still been the coach. Under some unfortunate circumstances, they pulled him from the job, and he's proven and showing that he's got a great group that's playing for him, and they're having a heck of a season. And I love seeing it because he's a good dude. But this group, man, making me have fun, and certainly keeping me on my toes, challenging me to help them get better every day. And we talked about in the pre of this, and I've always said, hey, we play 20 scrimmages, and we want to be playing our best basketball at the end of February. And we're right there. I mean, those two 2-point losses could easily have gone our way. And I know that this group will learn and grow from it. So excited. We got a couple games this week. Got Ireton tomorrow night, and we got a big one Friday. As the post will build it up, us and PVI down on I Street.
All right. DJ Krissy, what's going on with you, young lady?
It's Mental Health Monday.
It is.
And we're right here in the studio and home. Let's see what's going on with me. Cold outdoor events. That's what's going on with me.
Yeah. Last Saturday, I'm going to talk about it for her. Last Saturday, we had a last minute booking, which was just to give you the context. Woman said she was having a party for her child for his birthday. She did not expect people to RSVP. Everybody RSVP'd for their siblings, RSVP'd for the family showing up, and she had a party that she didn't know would be this large of a party. Now, I'm telling you, she told me there would be a tent, and I assumed it'd be a heated tent. There was no tent, and Chrissy was outside in the cold doing this event. There were pony rides. There was a whole bunch of stuff in the cold. So
in the shade.
I'm just setting her up.
In the cold.
Was there any snow out there?
No, there was no snow. There was no snow except for me because I was frozen by the time I got home.
Well, as you guys are talking and you go to the videotape later, you go to my screen, you're going to see water that while you were talking just spilled all down my shirt and on my pants. So I feel
Wetmore is a good name for him.
Come on, Gatorade, do better, but we want you.
How about this? Why don't you stop
soaking wet? Right?
Stop using a sippy cup. Stop using a sippy cup, fella.
Right.
You're a grown
I'm gonna
man.
take this thing off, right, and just drink it like a man. Okay.
There you go. I got a straw.
Well,
no
you're
spillage
not
here.
falling on you there. I'm soaked. I'm not standing up to the camera. Folks at home who are listening on Buzzsprout or whatever you watch, listening to it.
He done wet his britches.
Just go to like minute 7 and then watch when Chrissy talks, and you see just the water just comes.
He done wet his britches, Steve.
Hey, come on.
So, Chrissy, you had a cold event this weekend.
Yes.
What else is going on with you?
That's really it. Just, enjoying a little bit of downtime, slower time of year.
Yes, it is.
Just seems to be the way it goes, So that's about it. Enjoying the potential for snow. Not so much when you have to work in said snow.
Friday.
Oh, here we go.
Yep. Wait. We have what Friday?
Gotta keep your eyes out. Could be coming Friday.
More snow.
Steve, you mentioned your team and you have the seniors and all that. I called a game last week with the Elizabeth Seton Roadrunners, and they have a very peculiar situation over there where they have they're senior heavy and they're freshman heavy. So you have seniors who were sophomores who may not have played varsity ball before, and freshmen who were 6th graders, 7th graders when this whole thing started.
They better start playing some league games.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
They got another mess going on. The girls right now, we've played 6 games in the league.
Okay.
On the girls' side, only one team has played 4. The rest have played less than that, and there are teams who've played 0 league games.
Holy Cross has played 0 league games, right?
Holy Cross and Carroll, 0
league games. Wow.
And Seton has pretty much made it clear that they don't want to deal with any of the Virginia teams with this COVID stuff. So,
wow. All right. All right. Well, my week was, the Lakers got problems. The Bills lost a heartbreaker, but I'm still in first place on both of my NBA fantasy leagues with one of my teams.
I want to see the markups of this team. How many teams are in these leagues?
All right. Steve, why you okay? So let's go find out. And by the way, I got another thing I got to say that's not on the script, and I'll say it in just a minute. But let me look, Steve. I'll show you right here, right now. I want to see what these teams look like. Okay, Steve, here you go.
Your team is stacked.
I'm sorry?
Your team is stacked.
My team is not stacked. I have John Morant, Desmond Bain, Tobias Harris, Pascal Siakam, Al Horford. I have Maxey. I have Josh Hart. I have Embiid, Gobert, who's out. I have Jalen Brunson, Buddy Hield, Bobby Portis, Mortiz Wagner's brother, Franz, and I've got a hurt Kevin Durant. Now,
you got more players on your team than DeMatha.
Okay, I'm not playing against DeMatha, though. That's the thing.
That's a roster of like 20.
There's 10 teams.
Check the waiver wire, man. Make some moves. Come on.
Can y'all see that?
Make some moves.
No.
I see it. I see it.
Oh, you see? Well, I'm at the top. Can you see that?
I like it. That's a good thing. I was just curious.
There's 10 teams in the league. I've run through. I need that right.
Come to the light.
So it's me. My team is 14-0. The next team behind me is 8-6, 7-7, 3-11, 3-11. On the other side, the West Division, 10-4, 9-5, 9-5, 6-8, and there's a team that's 1-13.
It's a long season, Kurtis.
What can I do? I'm right there, Steve. There you go. You see me right.
I'm just curious. Sometimes
I'm not in some pansy league.
But sometimes you have these NBA leagues where it's like six people,
3 teams,
and 6 people. So everybody's starting 5 is all-star team.
Right.
So that's all I was curious. I was just curious.
All right, I'm not playing. I'm not playing in the pansy league, Steve.
Is there money on the line?
How much
no,
money?
There's no money. There's no money online.
It's just bragging rights.
Yeah, bragging rights. I mean, Al Horford, come on. He's nobody's all-star. Pascal Siakam, he can't stay healthy. Tobias, whatever. Desmond Bain, he stays hurt and in COVID protocol more than he stays on the court for me. However.
Last question.
What's up?
Who drafted these guys?
Well, I drafted my team.
Okay. All right.
The other league I'm in, me and the kids do that one together. Yesterday.
You created a team that you're upset with.
But I'm undefeated. There's the thing. So I just don't want Steve to say that he thinks I've got Giannis, I've got LeBron, I got KD, I'm not stacked like that. Yesterday, the kids went ice skating in Georgetown. I thought about you guys because you talked to me about a boat you were on in that Georgetown harbor one time, Casey. And that skating they did was after we did brunch with my mother, who turns another year older tomorrow. Happy birthday on January 25th.
Mom. Happy birthday
to my mama. And I'm sure you guys probably saw some pictures online. I posted some brunch pictures with my mother for her birthday. But happy birthday to Verna Cross, who has a birthday tomorrow. Now, let's hit that first break, and we'll be back with this week's headline. Kurt Cross here, producer of Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. For more than 20 years, I have seen Gene the Barber for my haircuts. I am proud to say that Gene the Barber is now the owner of a new shop, his own shop, Max Life Barber and Salon. Max Life is family-friendly with barbers and stylists for men, women, and children. Located at 6859 New Hampshire Avenue in Tacoma Park, Maryland, Max Life Barber and Salon is now the new home of Gene the Barber. Of course, you'll get Gene's signature service, but now Gene has several barbers to choose from. Schedule an appointment today by calling 240-687-7253 and tell Gene that the Take It to Yo team sent you.
Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill can be found on more than 15 podcast platforms. Listen to us on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. Tune in on your preferred podcast platform. Be sure to listen, subscribe, and spread the word. Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill records weekly with episode drops each Thursday at 11 a.m.
One Headline is brought to you by
Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. With a stellar reputation as an outstanding mortgage lender, Ray Cruz serves the lending needs of real estate professionals, builders, and individual homebuyers in Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Texas, California, Florida, Illinois, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Ray believes that integrity is the cornerstone of his business, and helping you achieve your home financing goals is his business. Located in the heart of Bethesda, Maryland, contact Ray P. Cruz today to get started. Your home mortgage or refinance options await. Call 301-761-2278 or visit raypcruz.com. Ray P. Cruz, mortgages intelligently.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. Welcome back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. Today's episode is brought to you by Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. This week's headline, we saw a rather epic matchup in the Chiefs-Bills game yesterday. What do the Bills need to do to get over the hump? I'll tell you, my opinion is a couple things. One, they need that game to be at home next year. They need that game to be at home next year. And you got to win another couple of games during the season to get that seeding. I think they need a defensive player who can put the kind of pressure on Mahomes that makes him speed up some of those decisions. Maybe some of those guys aren't open as easily because you're not putting pressure on that secondary to watch Kelsey and Tyreek Hill so much. That's my thought. See you guys shaking your head. Maybe I finally got one right.
No, you did. You absolutely did. They have the talent to be hosting what I think should be the AFC Championship game. They have that kind of talent. They're the number one defense pretty much in the league. And as much as this stings, yet at the expense of the entertainment of all of us around the country who are not Bills or Chiefs fans, who are sitting there on the edge of their seat or going crazy. These experiences are amazing. And I saw the headline and I'm thinking, and I'm going to relate it to the people that watch lacrosse, like the lacrosse fans that come on here. And the University of Maryland, was one of the best programs in the country, went through something kind of similar from about 2012 to about 2017. I mean, they were the best team. And the Chiefs are very good, mind you, and they head-to-head. This should have been the AFC Championship game. But my point is Maryland lost any which way in that Final Four and that championship over and over and over and over and over again. And it just made them stronger. They got a little bit better. They just got a little bit hungrier. They kept working harder. Like the Bills have put everything in place. This thing is going to turn in their direction within a year or 2 years. And they've got the pieces. It just absolutely stinks, the power sport, that you have to go through that. But I think they're right there. I think they're right there. It just stinks. They should be playing next weekend. What you got, Coach Turner?
I would have agreed exactly with what you said. Some more schemes to get in Mahomes' face. And it would have been nice to see them playing at home.
Yeah.
Like, got to win a couple more games during the regular season to give yourself the home field advantage. They are built to win. Hopefully they don't mess it up by making some dumb trades or drastic changes because they don't need to do that. But they're right there, and it's good to see. I mean, you guys know me when it comes to
new blood.
To new blood, man. This was an unbelievable weekend in pro football. Like, one of the best I've seen in a long time. We're
gonna get to that a little bit later. What's up, Casey?
No, I was just gonna say we're gonna get to it, but those 4 games, I mean, unbelievable. 3 go to walk-off field goals, and the 4th goes to a
walk-off touchdown.
Game-tying field goal and a walk-off overtime. I mean, you can't script this. Unbelievable.
That was great.
No, I think the Bills are there. I think Josh Allen is that dude. He is that guy. It's just there's a guy named Mahomes on the other side, and sometimes it's just it's like in the NBA. A long time ago, Jordan was that guy, so Barkley couldn't be that guy during that time, and man, Patrick Mahomes is that guy right now. So
he's that guy, but he also has those weapons.
I mean, he has some weapons. I mean, Kelsey's a monster.
I mean, every time you turn
Tyreek Hill, the running backs. I mean,
Hill's running and turning and doing dipsy-do spins through tackles and gaining 80 yards.
Right.
Like, that helps.
It damn sure does. So, for Bills Nation, for Bills Mafia, it sucks. It does sting, but don't get rid of Diggs. Don't get rid of your guys. I mean, keep them happy and add one. I mean, like an edge rusher that can just get in his face and speed Mahomes up or something. Just one piece. And we're at the point right now where we're getting one piece to deal with Mahomes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your one headline. O'Neill Development is a custom builder in Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and the Eastern Shore. Recognized nationally as a premier builder, O'Neill Development has received awards for historic restoration and urban infill work. Committed to best practices in green building, O'Neill Development also provides support in budgeting, architect selection, and design development during the critical stages of planning. O'Neill Development, building, remodeling, and development since 1975. Find us at www.o'neilldev.com or call 301-840-9310.
Connect with us socially on Instagram and Facebook at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, on YouTube, just search Turner and O'Neill, then subscribe. And of course, you can visit our website at www.turnerando'neill.com.
Winsight Media delivers connections and intelligence to four of the fastest growing verticals: convenience retailing, grocery businesses, restaurants, and non-commercial food service through broad and cutting-edge platforms. No company is better positioned to meet the food industry's needs than Winsight. Connect with us at www.winsightmedia.com.
The Starting Five is brought to you by...
From Washington, D.C. to Ocean City, Woodbridge to Columbia, Richmond to Virginia Beach, the hottest DJs are right here. The Mid-Atlantic Professional DJ Association.
Dynamic DJ Entertainment, the most experienced professional DJ service in the DMV. For 35 years, our DJ talent has been the energy behind more than 14,000 events. If you're planning your wedding, school dance, corporate event, Sweet 16, or any event, our talented team has the right mix of music and MC skills to bring the energy and turn any event into an epic event. In 35 years, our DJs have performed in front of more than 2 million guests in 26 states. Our services include dynamic DJ talent, karaoke, giant games, atmospheric effects, movie nights, and more. Contact us today and let's make your next event an epic event. Dynamic DJ Entertainment. Visit thepartybeginsnow.com or call 301-942-4500 to get the party started.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. The Starting Five. Welcome back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. The Starting Five is brought to you by Dynamic DJ Entertainment. I'm your host, Kurtis Cross, and I'm with Coach Steve Turner and Coach Casey O'Neill. Our engineer for this and every episode is DJ Krissy. We are up to our weekly Starting Five. 5 questions I'll ask of each coach, and they have 30 seconds each to answer these questions. They can only defer one question, and if they go over their 30 seconds, DJ Krissy, what will happen? All right, gentlemen, let's do it. Coach O'Neill, first date for you and Erica.
Washington Redskins football game.
I remember I've asked this before.
I've asked this question before.
But I got it right here, so I'm asking it again.
Okay, so all right, I'll take it a step further. That's kind of when sparks.
I don't know. I don't need to know if you took it a step further, Casey.
No. Where we kind of
your
like,
business, Casey.
I like you, you like me. Nothing like Kurtis. Come on, man. It's a family show. This is a family show. But to take it a step further, where it's like, hey, let's come over and have like dinner, and I tried to put on a scary movie, right? I think that maybe that would be fun. And little did I know, she didn't tell me she can't stand like horror flicks and scary movies. So I brought one over, the DVD, thought it would be like, kind of fun to watch, and not the best sort of first date.
Not the best impression.
Yeah. But the Redskins, of course they lost, and but still, I think I've told that story a few times.
Casey, the only thing I want to change about the story, it was a VHS tape. You're older than DVDs, all right? It was probably a VHS tape.
No, man, come on.
Be kind and rewind. You rented that movie from Errol.
VHS is going like 96, 97. This is like 99. Yeah, come on.
All right. Coach Turner, I don't know if I've asked you, but I'm sorry if I repeated the question. First date for you and Leah.
I don't know.
You don't even know?
Kind of weird. I don't.
Like Burger King? Like, where'd you go?
No, I think maybe like official. Might have been they do a surprise birthday party for me.
Okay.
So I would say that's kind of around the time we made it official that we were dating.
All right. How are you, Coach Turner, commonly misunderstood?
Too many people mistake my kindness for a weakness.
Okay. Coach O'Neill, how are you commonly misunderstood?
I would tend to agree with Steve that I'm, kind of showing this happy-go-lucky and fun and trying to energize people. But that's when it comes to getting after it and coaching and getting serious. That's a side right there. So I agree with Steve.
You hit that switch, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Choose anyone in the world, Coach O'Neill. Who would be your VP running mate if you're running for president?
Wow. I would choose Steve.
Never asked that one before.
I would choose. No, anyway. Man, I'm going to defer to Coach Turner right now.
He's deferring his once. Coach Turner, you are running for president. Who is your VP running mate?
Actually, I got mine.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Chris.
The Rock. I'm taking The Rock with me. Wayne Johnson, baby.
All right. Coach Turner, who's your running mate?
Smell what we're cooking.
I mean, in the political realm,
sure.
None of those Bamas.
I'm seeing if I can bring Barack back.
Why not?
I'm bringing Barack back. But if I had to go with just
someone fun,
my girl, Ellen DeGeneres.
You want her on your ticket, huh? All right, I can live with that. All right, Coach Turner, would you pay $5,000 for you and your family to be able to walk on the moon?
I ain't walking on the fucking moon.
You don't want to go up there and walk on the moon?
Man, I'm claustrophobic, man. They got me in that little tight old shuttle. I'm afraid I might not come back. I ain't walking on the moon.
All right,
the only way I'm going to the moon is they send us all there together.
We got to all be there together.
that $5,000 is going to stay in my pocket. I'm not walking on the moon.
Coach O'Neill, you going to the moon?
No, I don't think I am. And one little reason why, I mean, I'm with Steve. I mean, that freaks me out. But when you ask Cole, by the way, Cole's doing great. I know I got 30 seconds about outer space and things. He believes in things, but it will like get him going on this tangent that he's just like, I can't fathom like the atmosphere and that it never ends and going up here. He's not going. So if he's not going with us, then we're not going.
Cole ain't trying to go.
I'm rocking with you, Cole.
He's like, no chance.
All right, Casey, here comes your 5 right now. Who's the worst driver, you or Erica?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, man.
Man, I'm gonna take the political side. Like, it's gonna be me. I get more of those county speeding tickets. She doesn't get any, so it's me.
All right. What video game are you?
She'll give that person the little piece of the business, maybe a little more than I do sometimes.
All right. I'm just asking. And by the way, I messed this up because the same questions are coming to you, Coach Turner, on this one. So be ready. What video game are you best at?
I am best at video game. Gosh, I'll go Pac-Man.
All right.
Miss Pac-Man.
Two traits that you say you can definitely have gotten from your mother or your father.
2 traits. I'd say patience from my old man and from my mom. So just unconditional, just love, seeing the best in people.
All right. Ever walk out on a movie or an event because it was that bad?
I think an event, not a movie. I've never like got up and left the movie theater, but an event. I'm trying to think like a concert. I'm like, this is terrible. Like, we're out. I can't remember the one, but we definitely walked out of it.
And if you could make a documentary, what would it be on? And I lied to you, Steve, because I do have a couple in here. I always put more than I need to. I was going to give y'all both these same ones, but I got a couple in here I want to ask Steve specifically.
My documentary about walking on the moon. I'm just teasing. My documentary would be, you know what? Documentary would be about my dog Sam, my dog Sammy. Just the day in the life, baby. You'd be interested. That thing it'd be cool.
There's 2 things I walked out on. I walked out on Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And I walked out on the movie Stay Tuned, I think it was, with Jack Tripper. What's his name? John Ritter, maybe?
John Ritter. All right.
That was like the worst movie I've ever seen. All right, Steve, I have a few extra ones here, but I'm going to throw them your way. I think you'd enjoy this. A hobby you'd love to start doing.
Start doing?
Yes. If you could pick up a hobby, you have the time.
I'd like to play chess.
Okay. All right. We should do that sometime. I love playing chess. Private plane or private yachts?
Ooh.
I'm all about getting there so I can be ready to go. I don't need the long distance ride.
Oh,
give me that private plane.
I thought you were going to go yacht. The online store you shop at the most.
Online store? Nike.
Yeah. All right. They couldn't, I want you to finish this statement for me. They couldn't pay me enough money to advertise what? Maybe it's philosophically against who you are.
I don't know.
So there's enough money somewhere, right?
Potentially. I
All right.
don't know. I don't that's
All right, well, then we'll go to this one because I did want to try this on both of you. Give me 2 traits you got from mom or dad that you think are definitely intrinsically a part of you.
I mean, certainly, being a giver.
Okay.
And then just that ability to just have empathy and care for people.
All right. I will live with that. Coach O'Neal, I'm going to give you a bonus one. They couldn't pay you enough money to advertise what?
They could not give me enough money to advertise.
Or endorse, of course.
Endorse. Man.
Oh, I got one for you.
Go ahead, Steve.
Good.
No,
the Republican Party.
The Republican Party, they couldn't pay you enough to get on that side, huh?
Come on, Steve. We're not going politics.
Y'all asked the question, I answered.
Asked and answered. All right, your turn, Coach O'Neal.
I would say you couldn't pay me enough. Man, I don't know. For the first time in a while, I'm at a total loss.
You're talking like,
I mean, I could think of something like really like evil and bad, but I mean,
right. I'll tell you what they couldn't.
Okay.
Even though
we've said this before, but the vegetable beets, like if they were like I'd be like, I'm out. I'm like, that's terrible.
They could pay you enough for that. However, you guys know where I stand, and we don't do the whole politics thing. I do believe in a person's right to bear arms if they want. I would never endorse firearms. I would never endorse that for anyone.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just not my place to endorse it. I mean, I believe in that for myself, but I wouldn't endorse that for anyone. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting 5. The starting 5. A Squared Home and Office Solutions is the go-to source for home or office network and audio-visual solutions. We can help with smart home integration, wireless networking, media rooms, security systems, and more. We will link technology to your lifestyle seamlessly. Read our reviews online. Visit homeandofficesolutions.com for more info or call 240-356-8832. A Squared Home and Office Solutions. We are Home Advisor, screened, and approved.
Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill would like to thank our friends of the program: Thomas Alford, Melissa Alshab, Margie Billings, Adam Cross, Chelsea Cross, Paula Cross, Lynn Johnson, Erica O'Neill, Sean Parker, Kathleen Talbot, Andrea Terronez, Timothy Whittier. If you'd like to become a friend of the program, go to www.turnerandoneal.com and click Become a Friend. Collins Funeral Home has served families of Greater Washington with compassion and kindness since 1939. Our friends John and Terry McHugh carry on this family tradition into the 3rd generation. The McHugh brothers, along with their experienced funeral directors and caring staff, are ready to assist you at any time. Whether you have experienced a loss, need to make plans in advance, or simply have a question, please contact them to discuss how they can assist at your time of need. Visit collinsfuneralhome.com or call 301-593-9500.
This segment of Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill is sponsored by World Class Training. Locations in Rockville, Maryland, and Alexandria, Virginia. Performance training and physical therapy. That's what you'll find at Healthy Baller. Hi, this is Kurt Cross, producer of Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. Paula and I have our 13 and 11-year-old children training with the wonderful crew at Healthy Baller Rockville. Healthy Baller has created a customized training experience for our kids, and we are super pleased with the results. Their excellent training and dedication to each athlete is apparent from your first consultation through the ongoing training sessions. Paula and I can personally attest to the results. Become your own success story. They offer group and team training, individual workouts, or semi-private training in Rockville and Alexandria. Call 844-622-5537 or visit healthyballer.com.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill.
Welcome back to Take It to Yo with Turner and O'Neill. This segment is brought to you by Healthy Baller. Gentlemen, let's get into that NFL talk. We're not going to wait till segment 2 or 3 of sports. We're going to get into it. This past weekend's playoff. Did we just see the best round of playoffs in modern day history? I think we did.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, we did. And especially with sort of the way, what we're coming out of, or supposedly coming out of, and the way the NFL was last year. And, it felt like every game you were watching, something was coming. They were all coming down to the wire. You're watching the old heads and the new heads. You were watching guys, with the pressure mount up, make mistakes. I mean, everything about sports that's related to life, we were watching. I mean, it was so good that, anyway, if you were talking to somebody that isn't even a sports fan, right? That doesn't, she'll watch football with me, but not always. I mean, she couldn't even keep her eyes off it. It was that good. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, it was like March Madness for football, like buzzer. Oh,
you took the words out. You bum. You took the words out of my mouth. And we're talking about 3 last-second field goals by the visiting team so home field meant nothing in those games.
Nothing.
And Steve, what did you get out of this weekend? This was a hell of a football weekend, huh?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I think what you saw was, I think people were talking a little early of the changing of the guard. I wouldn't say that quite yet.
Okay.
But I think it's getting
I agree. Close. I
think it's getting close a little bit, but I wouldn't call it that. I think what you saw was a lot of resiliency because of all that these teams have had to go through with the protocols of COVID, and there was a lot of injuries this year, and finding ways to get through games with guys getting back or backups coming and playing in some leading roles. You guys, I mean, I said earlier, I love to see the changing. I like to see some new faces being in the limelight, and the way it went down, it was pretty damn cool.
So, I've always thought differently. People say, why do you root for Tom Brady? And, it makes so many people upset, right? This guy who has been around, he's won these Super Bowls. And then I related to coaching, and putting myself in that atmosphere, coaching for 21 years in games is like, well, I want to win every game. I want to do all this. Right. Why am I hating on somebody that prepares and works hard, has success, pulls the team around them and can win, whether it's championships or not, but just kind of leading the team. And so that's why, I do root for guys like Brady and guys like Aaron Rodgers and coaches like Belichick. It's really cool to see that success, like Saban diving in. How do they do it? How do they stay consistent? But super, super cool to see, like you said, Steve, younger guys, different teams, even though it is the Chiefs, but to see what the Niners did. I mean, the fact that the Niners, not necessarily this weekend, to not even score an offensive touchdown, not even have an offensive touchdown, and still win in Green Bay, -10 degrees, snow blowing everywhere, what they did the week before that, and then the week before that to kind of continue what they're doing. It's super, super cool. And I will give the NFL big time credit to have the games on Saturdays, to have the games to do a Monday night the week before. I mean, their PR has done a good job of sort of the excitement and having football on what seemingly is like three or 4 days in a row in the playoffs.
They got it right this time. They got it right. I think the NFL is in good hands. We had some great football to watch. You couldn't walk away. and you've got kickers who are becoming household names now, guys making 50-some yard field goals, and like you're on the edge of your seat till the end of the game. That's what you want in playoff time. Brady, Rodgers, the Steelers. What is the fate for these teams? Brady he's going to be 45 before the next season.
I'm going to go start with the Steelers. So
okay,
they're in a rebuild, in my opinion. I think they're going to have to go to a rebuild in that group. Rodgers, I think he's going to throw a monkey wrench at all of us for some crazy reason.
And come to Washington?
He might just stay there. I don't know. Something funny, something different is going to happen with that whole situation. The question I throw out for Brady, is there a team that was just outside of this that has enough to get him that could move ahead of all these guys?
He threw for 43 touchdowns this year at 44 years old.
But think about it. Is there a team that has enough but doesn't have a guy like him in that seat that he can say, you know what, let me go try this for 1 year, see what I can do? Because he can do it. We all know he can do it.
But who has enough? I mean, Mahomes has. The Chiefs have enough. But they got their guy.
Because I don't follow all the teams and the names and all that stuff in the NFL. I just follow everything week to week. So I don't know the personnel to be able to say that. I'm throwing that as a question.
Is it Seattle?
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know if Seattle has enough. The team I originally think of, and this is totally conspiracy theory, and I love it, but I start thinking about what the Browns built. Baker. And he's not getting it done. They've got a good offensive line. They got when healthy, two of the better backs in the NFL. And Brady needs that to hand the ball off guys like Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones and the guys he's got in Tampa. But to me, that's an interesting one. Obviously, who knows? He has one more year on that contract, one more year, or he might just call it, man. Like, look, the guy down 27-3 came back, gave his team every opportunity right there, and kudos to those guys, the Rams and them having. But look, they almost just
they tried to give that game away.
Right. So it's interesting.
Does Brady go back to New England? They've got almost enough.
That's an interesting. Can you imagine one more year back to? Oh, baby,
that would be crazy.
They've got almost enough. I mean, they played well this year, right? They played very well this year after a terrible season the year before, where they couldn't get their quarterback situation straight. But they've got a quarterback now who's doing some things. The stage was too big for him last week, but they're not far away either. I need some predictions, guys. Look, we're walking the safe space here, but
Let's
Chiefs Bengals is Burrows. Does he have enough? Is he that guy now?
Getting there, but not yet. Not against the guy he's got to go against.
Yeah, and on the road in Kansas City, that's going to be a tough sledding for the Bengals. I do like Joe Burrow. That guy's got some moxie. He's got some.
Yeah, he does.
He's got some pieces around him, and certainly a heck of a talent, and it's cool to see. But man, if the Chiefs don't get in there, man, then shame on them.
I'm sorry, and I got to give credit where credit is due. You told me you believed in the Bengals, Casey. You told me you believed in the Rams, and you thought they'd be able to beat the Bucs. You were correct. So 49ers. Well, let me get Steve's take. Steve, Chiefs, Bengals. Burrow ain't that dude.
I said the Chiefs already.
Okay,
give us a score, Steve.
I don't know.
Steve's not a score guy. He's not a score guy.
I don't know. 27-20.
That's all they're going to put up, 27?
I don't know, 27-20.
All right, O'Neal.
I'm going to play this out the way that most Chiefs games have gone, where they're like, what's going on in the first half? And they just kind of ho-hum it, and then they just explode in the second half. And I'm going to go with a 35-21.
I'm going 43-17. They're going to drop some points.
Wow.
Yes. All right. So talk to me. 49ers, Rams. This is one that nobody want to call.
So
as I've told you guys on this show, the Niners are my second favorite team.
You have said that.
I don't know that we have any more magic.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I'm not rooting against them, but I do believe the Rams are going to win this game.
Okay.
I think. Well, remember this. I don't know how many games in a row, but the Niners beat the Rams twice this year. So now we're getting into the third time, which is
how hard that is.
And I think, if memory serves me correct, and somebody could do a little research, and I'll do it, I think it's been like 5 or 6 straight games since the Rams have beaten the Niners. It's been something weird. Even when the Niners are down, they've just had this mojo against them when they play the Niners. But Steve, I'm with you. It ends this weekend. It's going to be the Rams 28 and the Niners 24. It's going to be a heck of a game, and it's going to be LA and Kansas City in the Super Bowl. And how crazy is this? LA is the host of the Super Bowl this year, so they're hosting the NFC Championship in their own stadium. And if they win, they're playing at home again the next or 2 weeks after, whatever it is.
Oh, it is. I didn't even pick that up. I mean, ever since Brady did it last year, won his own stadium, that kind of thing is gone. But
yeah,
get out of here. All right. Well, we know we're going to have a heck of a halftime show, right? We got what? Dr. Dre, Snoop, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar are hosting the halftime show. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back after these messages. Next Level Lacrosse. Train like a Spartan. Next Level Lacrosse is dedicated to providing a terrific lacrosse experience that is intensely focused on player development and character formation. Players at all levels will improve significantly through professional coaching and carefully designed training programs. We stress proper technique and a tireless work ethic. From beginning programs to rec leagues, travel clubs to summer programs, we develop the young and experienced athletes alike. Next Level Lacrosse has a rich tradition of running the best middle and high school lacrosse leagues in the DMV area. You'll find us at www.nextlevelspartans.com or call 240-497-1460.
We invite your questions, comments, and show ideas. Simply go to www.turnerandoneal.com and click Submit Your Idea.
Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill would like to thank our partners, sponsors, and donors. Our premier partner, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Our partners, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, the Insurance Alliance Group LLC, and Marquise Evans of Keller Williams Capital Properties. Our sponsors, O'Neill Development LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, Collins Funeral Home, and Peace Players International. And our donors, Winsight Media, and Gene the Barber, now Max Life Barber and Salon.
This segment of Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill is sponsored by...
If you're buying or selling your home, start your journey. Your goals plus our expertise equals success. Welcome to Keller Williams Capital Properties. Let us work with you to find and purchase the home of your dreams. Working with us guarantees you the local knowledge and market information you need. We are local experts with a reputation for excellence. We're here to help guide you through every step of the process with expert advice and representation. For more information, contact Marquise Evans at 301-357-5608 or visit www.yourmyagent.com. Keller Williams Capital Properties and Marquise Evans. www.yourmyagent.com.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill.
We are back with Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill. Thanks for listening and watching as we enjoy meeting you here each week. This segment's partners, Marquise Evans and Keller Williams Capital Properties. Let's get into the college and high school basketball talk, fellas. Auburn and Gonzaga are holding the top spots, each voted number one in 2 separate polls. This has been a turnstile this entire year of teams, not unlike what we thought we would see. But Steve, you've been with Gonzaga for quite some time now. I don't know much on the men's side. I'll talk about the women's side. Steve, give me some food for thought on the men's side here.
I mean, Gonzaga, veteran group who just finds a way to put in the right young pieces. And they've got 2 young freshmen who are going to be studs for them down the line. And then when you lead with, back with Nimhart at the point and Stash, Timmy, they just play great. They just play a great.
Isn't Timmy like 33 years old now?
he looks it, but he's not 33. But he looks it. But they just play a great brand of basketball, and they play together. Just one of the most unselfish teams I've ever seen.
Can we relate the Bulldogs, the Gonzaga Bulldogs, to the Buffalo Bills, right? Just to get over that hump finally.
Yeah, we need them to get over the hump. But there's some darn good teams in college basketball. I mean, Baylor's good again. They're dangerous.
Right.
This Auburn team right now is playing as good as anybody in the country.
I'm watching Chrissy panic because she has the ticker on high school basketball talk, and she realizes that we're not talking about high school basketball. I can read it through the screen.
Hey, name the most famous Auburn basketball player, Kurtis, of all time.
Chris Washburn. I don't know.
Steve, you know who it is.
Come on, Sir Charles.
Sir Charles.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right. But, I don't follow men's college basketball. Chris Washburn, didn't he play for, like, Wake Forest or NC State maybe? I got that all wrong.
NC State.
Yeah, I went all wrong on that one. There you go, Chrissy. She got the ticker right. My girl, Chrissy. All right.
Gonzaga threw me off.
But I think what we're in for is another great NCAA tournament with some new faces.
All right. Remember, this year the men's and women's tournament will both be called March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn over to the women's side. Nothing new here. South Carolina's not giving up that number one spot. Those University of Tennessee Vols, though, you got to watch them. 6 top 25 wins. They only have 4 seniors. They're playing great ball at the right time. However, they do have UConn, and UConn is still someone to talk about, and they have South Carolina. Those matchups coming up. University of Maryland, what are these women doing? They are in a free fall. They have 6 losses. They've lost to a couple of teams who are unranked they shouldn't have lost to. Steve, are you watching what's going on in College Park? Talk to me.
Just a little inconsistency.
Right.
But my hope is that it's happening now so that they can finally make another run in the NCAA tournament because they have the talent to do it. They're talented enough to be a top 4 team in the country.
Right.
And just want to see them put it all together because I'm a big fan of Brenda's.
I'm a big fan of Brenda.
She does a great job.
Yeah, they're 5th in the Big Ten, but my top 4 right now would have to be Tennessee, South Carolina, Arizona, and Stanford. Those would have to be my top 4 currently right now. I mean,
Stanford's dangerous.
Yeah, they're real dangerous. And I'm telling you, South Carolina, if they have to see them, that might be something to look at,
Stanford's dangerous.
Yeah, well, you got Vanderveer out there, and I think she's an all-time great. We already know that. She's an all-time great. But that Arizona team, they are playing ball. They're playing ball well. Their coach is passionate, and she's really coaching. I wouldn't even say she's coaching them up. She's doing a hell of a job coaching that team. But I'm very surprised. I love the Tennessee Volunteers. Very surprised. They're sporting 16-1 right now, and they don't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon. Now let's turn our attention, as per DJ Krissy, to the high school basketball talk. Steve, you said it earlier, the WCAC, there's some parity going on there. You got McNamara, O'Connell, of course, Gonzaga, and DeMatha within a few games of each other. These are scrimmages, you say. Who do you think is going to strike fire at the right time? Because we got another few weeks before. It's time, baby.
You know who's going to strike fire when it's time.
Would that be the I Street fellas?
We plan to, but this year, man, it's going to come down to, I think, matchups. When it's all said and done, however we finish, the team that can get the best three matchups in a row is going to win it. It's been fun to watch because every single night you're dying to see the final scores because you don't know who's going to win what games, and then you got those teams who are just sitting there, few losses, but you look at their losses, 7 points here, 4 or 5 points here, leads in the halftime, like they're dangerous. And there's, when you get to everyone 0-0, man, it changes things. And the question too is the playoffs. Right now, not too sure we're going to be in college arenas with the COVID. Okay. So, if fans get back in the gyms in late February, you want to be a home-seeded team.
Yeah, you do. Steve, I saw you, what was it, last week? I saw you checking out some basketball. And if good counsel shoots the ball well, they can do some things. Good counsel is not really in the mix of what I talked about here, but if they have some pretty good shooters.
They really are. They only have 3 losses. They're one loss less than us.
Right.
I mean, like I said, it's a group of teams right now sitting at 5-2, 4-2, 3-2. Then you got a couple that are like 4-3, 3-5. Right. We're all up together. You're one game away from a bunch of people being tied.
Right, right. How about that? So kudos to Kissel over there. He's got some cats over there playing. And Steve, you got your guys playing too. You know, I see a lot of St. John's basketball. They're sort of trying to hold their own or whatever. But on the women's side, Good Counsel has become the team to beat. Literally, they're undefeated. PVI, St. John's, and McNamara are still factoring in. You can never count out McNamara, and of course, St. John's does their thing. PVI is well coached, but we're going to see some exciting basketball.
The girls got to start playing.
Well, I mean, we talked about Seton, we talked about Holy Cross, right?
You got 2 teams in the league who haven't even had played a game.
So they just go one time around? They got to go twice. They got to go twice around, home and away, or once?
Yeah.
Well, their side twice, the other side once.
Right. Okay. Got it.
So
how does that factor in the playoffs, though?
15 games. It's I don't know how they're going to deal with it. I mean, think about it. We get any snow in the next 2 weeks. Right. Where are you filling these games at?
Back to back to back to back.
You're going to be playing like 4 nights a week.
Right.
Paper, rock, scissors, baby.
You got to figure out how to get these games and start playing on war, or are you going to take some forfeits with teams who don't want to go play at certain places and so on and so forth?
Well, that's the thing. I was going to ask you. So is that what it is? Then it's forfeits you're going to have to take?
That's some of it. The COVID code. Everyone has a different protocol.
Right.
So.
Well, here's the thing. And it can't. How far into spring can it bleed, or can it even?
It ain't going to bleed.
It's a hard cutoff.
Yeah, it's a hard cutoff.
Ooh. Okay. Now you mentioned something earlier that I wasn't aware of or whatever. But so if we have issues getting into college gyms, what's going to happen? Then the higher seeds are going to be playing home games.
You could see home games.
And then what do we do for a final?
Pray that you can get somewhere that maybe isn't tied to a college.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
BG Sports.
St. James?
Probably Showplace Arena.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
Okay. So somewhere like Trinity won't do it because that's a college. Of course,
too small, and they've had issues with their lockers. Doesn't work for.
Have they? I haven't been down there in years.
Just doesn't work for our league in terms of 4 games, so you don't have enough locker rooms.
Okay. I got you.
And then I know this is not WCAC talk. We said high school talk. The talk of the town, Sidwell's girls, man, number 1 in the country. Just had another weekend where they knocked off the number 3 and number 2 team in the country, who they had already beaten once, DeSoto. But then they beat the number 3 team, Paige Becker's old school. Was it Minnetonka?
Up in Minnesota, yeah.
Minnesota. They beat them on their home court and then came back and beat number 2 to win the championship. They are rolling.
Quakertown, baby. Let's go.
I mean, I'd love to see them go undefeated. I think it would be a great story.
And we've had
2 of their studs on this show.
I was going to say they've got 3 Team USA girls, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That is true.
Dang.
Goodness gracious, they are stacked. Well, she's doing a great job down there, and we've had both of their coaches on our podcast, right?
Yes.
I cannot say his name. Help me. I know Tamika.
It's Eric Singletary.
Yeah, Singletary. There you go. And Tamika Dudley, of course.
Who's having a great season as well.
Wow. So we got a lot of great basketball. You've said that DC is a hotbed for basketball talent. Sidwell's teams are doing well. Congrats to Mr. Singletary and Coach Tamika Dudley over there at Sidwell Friends. Chrissy, let's take it to break and let's come back with our final sports wrap-up. Building your brand is an important part of your business growth. By advertising with Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill, you'll gain the exposure and brand recognition behind our podcast. From season to season, we retain 92% of our advertisers. With category exclusivity, your business will benefit from our popularity online and during the podcast. Advertising with Turner and O'Neill equals exposure on Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, and more than 15 listening platforms total. Inquire today and let's partner to build your brand.
At Peace Players, we use the power of sport to unite, educate, and inspire young people to create a more peaceful world. We offer support programming, peace education, and leadership development to those living in communities in conflict. We challenge the hate that is driven by the fear of our differences. We bridge divides between people through the game of basketball, and we develop young leaders who help to change perceptions. Find out more at www.peaceplayers.org.
This segment of Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill is sponsored by
Insurance Alliance Group manages the gap between damage appraisal estimates from your insurance company and what you are rightfully owed based on your policy. They work on behalf of policyholders with claim assistance and disputes to maximize claims. Insurance Alliance Group serves as professional advisors and trusted advocates. The Insurance Alliance Group handles business and home property loss. Request a free claim review with the property loss professionals. Insurance Alliance Group. Visit us at insurancealliancegroup.com or call 866-574-4773.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It to You with Turner and O'Neill.
Welcome back to Take It to You with Turner and O'Neill. This segment's partner is the Insurance Alliance Group, LLC. Let's talk NBA. From injuries to COVID protocol, do we see any team emerging as a clear favorite? I've got a couple in mind, some old faithfuls. What do you guys think?
I think, you look at the standings, love the way the Heat are playing. The Nets figure out the Kyrie stuff like at home and whatever's going on. I mean, he's still playing well, but I think the Heat, the Buck, I wouldn't play out the Bucks just yet. The champs are still the champs until taken away, but it looks good. And then you go to the Western Conference, and obviously the Warriors are not doing what they were at the beginning, but come on, man, with Clay back and just getting up to speed. The Suns are a fun one. Again, going back to the Bills reference and Chris Paul and everything, I mean, maybe this is the Suns' year. Maybe.
I think you don't count out Giannis and the Bucks. They're quietly doing what they're supposed to do. I think you look at Golden State. I think they're going through a little bit of a rough patch here. I think Clay's trying to find his way back in. He's not lighting it up with numbers right now. I think Golden State's who you have to look at. Coach Turner, what are you looking at?
Oh, by the way, the Lakers and the Wizards have the same record.
Cool. You brought up the Lakers. I didn't. So there you go. Coach Turner, who you got in the East? Who you got in the West?
Sorry, Kurtis.
Since he just put the damper, I'm going to leave this question alone. No. A healthy Brooklyn, I still like them in the East. Them or Milwaukee. And in the West, I think it's a toss-up because as much as LeBron and the Lakers look bad, they're going to figure some things out.
I'm glad you believe that.
I do in due time. I don't know that they're the winner out there, but they're going to mess it up. They're going to mess it up for somebody who's feeling real comfortable right now.
Okay, all right, I'll take that.
So, I mean, if Golden State can get back to playing like they're playing, I'm still rocking with them, and in a close second, the Suns.
Okay, I absolutely agree with you on that one. I think that AD is going to be back any day, but who needs him? But is the best yet to come for Clay? He's struggling a little bit right now. He's going to be out for one game with they say it's a knee thing, and I don't think it's a big knee thing, but I think, after not playing for 2.5 years and playing, 3-4 games in a week or what have you, there's going to be some stress on that knee.
I think you got to load manage him right now. Don't have him coming back trying to play every single game.
Not back-to-backs.
Not back-to-backs, not yet.
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
without him, they were the best. Obviously,
and then you had Draymond hurt too.
Right. Is LeBron playing at an MVP level? He's averaging 32.5 over his last 15, 16 games. How is he doing this at his age? And are we sort of overlooking him as an MVP candidate this year?
Definitely not overlooking him. How he's done it is, the man has managed to use this money wisely in terms of taking care of himself.
Right.
And he's done that every single year he's been in the league. But I would say my favorite right now, though, for me, the young fella.
Who?
Jamont.
Who?
Jamont. Memphis.
John Morant. Yeah.
John Morant.
Yeah. I'm not trying to figure out what he's talking about. You like him? I like Steph better than him. And I need John to do well. He's on one of my fantasy teams.
I like what that young fella's doing.
I'm with you on Steph, and the reason is because of the success of the team. Obviously, Lakers have had issues, but when I think of MVPs, you want somebody that's kind of taking their team from the beginning to the end, and we'll see. There's plenty of time, but he's doing unbelievable things for his age.
Yeah, he absolutely is. I mean, he's had a lull too in the last week or two. Did you realize that?
You mean from beginning to end? They got the damn near the same record as the Golden State Warriors.
Who does?
Memphis.
Right, but but nobody expected the Warriors to be doing what they're doing.
Well, why not? They're healthy.
Because of the last few. I mean, but what?
They haven't been healthy for the last 2 years.
But I look at somebody like Steph, his size, what he does, what he brings every night, that energy, man, come on.
So you're going to tell me that Ja doesn't bring the same energy and effort every single night?
I'm going with Steph.
He absolutely does. Ja is amazing, amazing, amazing to watch. I see how there'd be a sentimental favorite towards Steph. It's kind of one of those things. Ja has more time to win it. Steph doesn't have more time to win it. If that's the philosophy we're going to go with there. I will tell you this. Steph hit his first ever game-winning buzzer beater last week. He's never done that before. He's hit a bunch of buzzer beaters, but not game-winning buzzer beaters. He did that last week. And here's Krissy on the screen, back to Bron. I'm just asking, Krissy, the man's 467 years old, and he's dropping 30 a night, and he's playing a lot of minutes. I'm just asking about him in the conversation.
You know it's always got to be about Bron.
No, he came back to the Lakers. He's the one who brought the Lakers, Mr. Casey O'Neal.
No, you
Bron was on the script.
Always got to talk about Bron.
I'm not even a big Bron fan. I'm a Lakers fan.
But that makes you have to talk about Bron because the rest of them families suck.
Yo, Russell Westbrook, man, I could do without him.
The rest of them families
Anthony Davis, he can't stay healthy. He cannot stay healthy. Period. And
I saw a meme where when the Cowboys lost in that tough fashion in the NFL playoffs, they were like, listen, every Yankee, every Laker fan, and now all the Cowboys fans. And it showed somebody crying with all those. That's the way I look at it with all those teams.
Well, how about this? I got a meme today that I loved. It said, breaking, NFL cancels the rest of the playoffs, will make the Super Bowl a best of 7 between the Chiefs and the Bills. I'd like to see that one. Huh?
Wow, that'd be a good one.
All right, let's get to our last break, and we'll be back with the final word. Connect with us socially on Instagram and Facebook at Turner O'Neal Podcast, on Twitter at TurnOn Podcast, on YouTube, just search Turner and O'Neal, then subscribe. And of course, you can visit our website at www.turnerandoneal.com.
Become a friend of the program. Friendship contributions start at just $25. Each contribution helps to fuel Take It To Yo with Turner and O'Neal. To find out more or make your contribution, go to www.turnerandoneal.com and click Become a Friend.
The final word is brought to you by Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage. Call 301-761-2278 or visit raypcruz.com. Ray P. Cruz, mortgages intelligently.
Portions of the podcast were previously recorded. Now, back to Take It To Yo with Turner and O'Neal.
We are back, and it's time to wrap this episode up with some thanks and, of course, our final word. We invite you to become a friend of the program. To do so, go to www.turnerandoneal.com and click Become a Friend. Our Season 3 friends are Thomas Alford, Melissa Alshab, Margie Billings, Adam Cross, Chelsea Cross, Paula Cross, Lynn Johnson, Erica O'Neill, Justin O'Neill, Sean Parker, Diane Petasevich, Amy, Dan, Noah, and Ellie Richard, Kathleen Talbot, Andrea Sarones, and Timothy Whittier. Become a donor, sponsor, or partner by visiting turnerandoneal.com and click Media Kit. Our Season 4 Media Kit is now available. Advertising with Turner and O'Neal will put your brand in front of thousands of listeners and viewers each week. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and YouTube by simply going to turnerandoneal.com and clicking any of the social media icons. Before we sign off, thanks to our listeners and viewers. This podcast is fueled by you, and we appreciate your support. Thanks to DJ Chrissy, our engineer, who makes us sound and look good each week. Coach O'Neal, give me your final thoughts, sir.
Hey, as I mentioned at the beginning, it's dark days of winter here, but the lights are bright inside those basketball arenas. I'm rooting for my good buddy, Coach Turner. The rest of January going into February, pulling for you, my friend. For those of you out there that are like Chrissy that love the snow, then if it's going to snow, bring it on. Bring it on one more time, and then let's move on so that we can go and eat some barbecue in Coach Kurt Cross's backyard.
Let's do it, baby.
That's what I'm dreaming of. I'm dreaming of those warm days because the kids I train, right, we go indoor and then we try to find these cold mornings. I've had a lot of cold mornings recently, but let's get to that spring so we can get outside, the young people, and get them smiling and run around. But look, great to see everybody on a Monday night. God bless y'all. Let's just keep rocking.
Coach Turner, your final word, young man.
Thank you all for a great Mental Health Monday. Always great to see your smiling faces. Chrissy, we'll put an extra smile on your face. As of today, Friday, 60% chance. Saturday, 40% chance. We may get a little more snow for you before this is over.
Yay.
So you giving her hope?
Oh, I'm definitely giving hope. I just needed to come Friday night after we play.
All right. Well, you know what? If that's the trade-off, I'll take that. I need y'all to play, and then the stuff can come.
They got to play. But, nah, man, it just, the sports world keeps us going. Again, unbelievable weekend in the NFL. I thought that was fun to watch. College hoops is rocking and rolling as ever. And, man, I'm just blessed to be coaching basketball, baby. As I've said, I'm always chasing a championship. I don't care if my team's the best team, the worst team. We're always chasing a championship. But what I would love to see most is these kids just have an opportunity to finish out a season, especially for these seniors and these guys who've been away from it for a long time. That would be winning for all. And that would be winning for everybody in the WCAC. I'm going to just speak about my league right now, but that would be winning for the WCAC if we can have a full season. And I would be excited for those kids who have a chance to be a part of that.
All right. I think I got St. John's DeMatha this week coming up. And we haven't talked about the elephant in the room in a few weeks. I've got to call a game. I've never called one of Coach Turner's games before. I got to call St. John's Gonzaga in a few weeks, don't I, Steve?
Just make sure the mic's not hot.
Why is that, Steve?
Sometimes over there, some things come out of my mouth. But just make sure the mic's not hot.
I've never been on the sideline with him when he has coached, and I'm going to be right there. Oh, my goodness.
You're going to see one of these. You're going to see one of these with white tape right around there, right at the score table that says Coach Turner. And then you're going to have a towel next to it, nice white towel. And Coach, gets a little pat on the head, a little squirt, right? Boom, fired up. And you can tell by how hard it hits the table by what's going on in the game. Okay? I can tell you that much.
What you got, Steve?
I'm right.
That game, by the way, is not a league game. That is just us playing a second game. So that game will not count towards WCAC standings.
That's right, because you get them at home for a league game, right?
Yeah, we get them next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow.
All right.
For a league game, and then we decided because of the rivalry to take one of our non-league games and have a second game for the fans.
All right. Well, what I am going to do, I told you, I might.
Fingers crossed. I need all you guys to say a prayer that February 1, that St. John's game, that hopefully we're back to fans in the stands.
Right. We would like that because I know through January it's going to be no fans in the stands, right? Right. Well, Steve, I'm going to tell you the mic. I might turn the mic up just a little bit so I can give y'all a little bit of love because I've never been able to call a Coach Turner game, and I'm just telling you, if things stay status quo, I will get to introduce Jared Turner onto the floor. I've never done that before, and I'm going to take a special amount of pride in being able to introduce my friend's son. Everybody else is going to get starting at guard, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to give him a little something, all right, Steve? I'm telling you right here in front of everybody. I'm going to give him a little something.
I hope Pat will still pay you after the game, but I definitely appreciate it.
Well, maybe that day Ashley will pay me. I don't know.
If he shortchange you, I got you.
You got me. Thank you. So we good. DJ Chrissy, your final thoughts.
So are there like deductions for each player who gets a little extra?
Oh, wow. Chris, don't put ideas in anybody's head. No, I enjoy calling those games, and I'm going to be especially happy to call that game.
Final thought. Mental Health Monday.
Woo! Yes.
Snow.
Steve's calling it for you.
Maybe Saturday. Okay.
Maybe.
Snow dits. I'm ready. Let's make this happen. And is anybody else excited for Super Bowl commercials?
We always get up for Super Bowl commercials.
The food, yeah. The food, yes.
Oh, before we go, then what is going to be the food of choice for the Super Bowl?
Casey, you go.
Cheesesteak sliders.
Oh, that sounds good.
Who's making?
My man. What you got, Steve?
I don't know. I like to do wings. I like some wings, some good wings. Maybe a little Outback wings.
Oh,
We've done I think something Paula or Krissy. Krissy, you make the buffalo chicken wing dip?
Yep.
She makes the buffalo chicken wing dip. We get some wings. And I think maybe do some hoagies this time.
I like
Maybe
it.
do some
From
hoagies.
where?
We just pick up the stuff and make them ourselves.
Oh, make yourselves. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Just pick up some turkey, pick up some ham, get some good hoagie rolls. Got to put the blue Doritos down with them and do the damn thing.
Do the damn thing.
you gotta put the Doritos on the sandwich.
Yes, put the Doritos. Okay, can we all agree that we can put chips on sandwiches? Did we do that?
We can do it.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yes. Paula thinks that's the craziest thing in the world. They didn't do that where she's from.
They
They ain't living, right?
Hey, the most underrated thing on a sandwich, and you might roll your eyes.
Oh boy.
Not oil and vinegar, but vinegar on a sandwich.
No. Absolutely not. Do not do that.
Melted cheese, maybe a little spicy brown mustard, some bacon, turkey.
Do not do that.
Yeah,
No,
man.
Erica will not back you up on that.
Yep, just sprinkle it on there, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
gotta be well done.
I'm on board with the bacon.
Right? But we were all good until you
Bacon on
put
anything.
vinegar.
Bacon on everything.
Yeah.
Vinegar, man.
But
Goodness
no
gracious.
vinegar.
All
Heck
right,
yeah.
look, can I
Trust.
have my final look? This was a good episode until the vinegar. Okay. I'm sorry to our listeners and viewers who have to think about what vinegar is going to be like on a sandwich. But we got our Super Bowl meals. Chrissy comes over for the Super Bowl. It's like
Are
five
you-
of us.
Are you a vinegar on fries guy?
Heck yeah.
No.
No,
Vinegar on everything.
no. It's 3 against 1. No.
Eating crabs, put in the vinegar.
Okay, Casey. All right. So maybe it'll be the Turner show next week because he gets banned for a week, I think, for that one. All right, let me get to my final thoughts. Great episode. Thank you, everyone. And so Casey talked about vinegar. My promise is there will be some barbecue time over at the house. You guys have not hung out on the new deck yet, but we will do that. We'll have a fire. We'll do some s'mores because I've never eaten a s'more. Let's see if Casey can make the s'more that I'm going to eat. 'Cause I've
We
never
won't
done
put
that.
vinegar on the s'more. I promise you that.
We're going to do something with a s'more? All right. My weekly quote is as follows. Casey, I thought about you on this one because you often talk about gratitude. So be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. That is my quote. DJ Chrissy, please pull the plug.
Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill would like to thank our advertisers, our premier partner, Ray Cruz and MCF Mortgage, our partners, Dynamic DJ Entertainment, Healthy Baller, Insurance Alliance Group LLC, Marquise Evans of Keller Williams Capital Properties, our sponsors, O'Neill Development LLC, Next Level Lacrosse, A Squared Home and Office Solutions, Collins Funeral Home, and Peace Players International. And our donors, Winsight Media and Gene the Barber, now Max Life Barber and Salon. Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill is produced by Kurtis Cross and engineered by DJ Krissy. All material is the exclusive property of the podcast and may not be copied, rebroadcast, or used in any way without the written consent of the podcast. The views, ideas, and commentary of podcast guests are solely their own and not necessarily endorsed by the podcast. You may submit questions, podcast ideas, and commentary to turneroneillpodcast@gmail.com. No compensation is offered for submitted material. Should we choose to use your idea, comment, or question, you agree to your likeness, social media identity, and/or information being used on the podcast. Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill is recorded weekly and distributed via Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and more than 15 podcast platforms in total. You can also view Take It To You with Turner and O'Neill weekly on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest episode drops. Some portions of the podcast may be pre-recorded. Join us socially on Facebook and Instagram at Turner O'Neill Podcast, on Twitter at Turn On Podcast, and on YouTube. Search Turner and O'Neill and subscribe. Our website is www.turnerandoneal.com. Advertising opportunities are available.